Hello. I'm hiding behind my jingle wang because I'm shy. But I guess I can't talk like that forever, so. Hi. Yeah. I'm showing my face today. Can you believe it? So, yeah. Welcome to this video. If this is your first time on my channel, hi. Hello. This is me. If this is not your first time on this channel, hi, this is me. I've never shown my face before, so I am a bit nervous, so don't be mean. Please don't be mean. Anyways, so, yeah, I think I have to explain why I'm showing my face today. Well, the title gives it away pretty much. Because today I'm gonna be talking about my video call, fan call experience with Onew from Shinee. Woo! Yay, excitement. So yeah, well, I had 2 calls with him during one era, and yeah, didn't expect that at all. I didn't even expect to get in like once. So yeah, that was an exciting time. And these calls were 6 months ago, a little over 6 months ago. So yeah, I know I'm doing these very late, but yeah, I don't even have an excuse for it. I don't know. It just didn't happen before. So yeah, but I'm doing these now because I've seen a few videos like this and I always thought they were very fun and cool and informative, you know? So I thought I would do the same, and I'm actually sitting in the same spot that I was sitting when I had my calls. So this is bringing back memories for sure. Like as I was preparing for this video, I was like, damn, this kind of feels like back then. But yeah, so I just want to, like, before I get right into it, I just want to explain the video sections beforehand, like some things that I want to talk about, because I don't just want to talk about my experience in general. I also want to kind of like explain how things go during a video call, like how a video call event goes, for anyone who maybe wants to apply but never has, or just the people who have won recently and are kind of confused, because trust me, I was too, and I still am a little, but I'm gonna try my best to explain a few things that I think are important. And I wrote a script, by the way. It's like taped in front of me right now, just so I don't forget anything, but I'm probably gonna forget something. So if there's still some questions left that you want answered, just leave them in the comments and I will answer them. So yeah, just do that, just go ahead. So I have divided this video in 4 sections. So first, the application process. The second one is kind of like the winner announcement and the next steps following that. Then like the day of the call, kind of, and then like the actual call and like my experience. So yeah, I hope this video is not gonna be too long. Maybe it will, because I talk a lot. Yeah. So yeah, I'm also gonna try to, like, if I feel like it's needed, I'm gonna include some screenshots or some photo material, some video material. I'm gonna include some footage from my calls. I'm not gonna gatekeep them. Nope, I'm not about that lifestyle. So yeah, I would say let's get right into it. He's gonna stay, okay? He's gonna stay throughout the entire video. He was also my emotional support throughout the calls, okay? Like, I was clinging. I was literally like like this. So, well, not really, but like I was really like clinging to him, so he will stay through this video too. Okay, so first section, the application process. So I feel like there are 3 ways you can apply. Like either you order yourself, standard, you use a proxy service, like who like orders for you, or you join a group order. So yeah, sometimes group orders will have like video call giveaways, you know, where the group order manager will give away the call to one of their joiners. You can join those, or you host your own group orders. That's also an option for sure. But yeah, or you just ask your friends if they want to join, you know, if they want to help you out. So yeah. I personally, for the first call, I had help of my group order manager, my shinee dealer. So yeah, they hosted like a very quick, a very mini group order for me, so I could enter the call. And for the second call, I applied myself, but I also had people claim albums. So yeah, like I didn't do anything alone. Like I always had help, you know, and I'm very grateful for that, by the way. So if you're watching this and you helped me out with one of the calls, thank you so much. So yeah, so those are a few options. Like just ask your friends or your trusted group order managers if they would maybe help you, if they would like to claim an album or two. Yeah, and that way you can also split shipping costs, you know, because if you do everything by yourself, it can get very, very expensive because shipping from Korea to wherever you are based is very expensive. Unless you live in Japan or something, then probably not, but if you live in Korea, then obviously not, but anywhere else it's probably gonna be like super expensive. So splitting shipping costs is definitely gonna be helpful, so you don't have to buy everything, or like you have to pay for everything yourself. So yeah, then next up, a question that probably everyone asks. I've seen this question on these kinds of videos always, like every single time: how many albums I bought, how many albums you should buy, and things like that. Some people gatekeep their number. They will not say it. And I understand why, but like I said, I'm not about that lifestyle. So I am gonna tell you how many albums I bought. Well, and then I didn't buy all of these myself, but like I said earlier, I had help. But how many albums I had for these 2 calls. So the first one, oh, I should mention, by the way, I had my calls with onew, the store, onew, and Makestar. Okay, so for the first one was onew. So like I said, for that I had help of my trusted group order manager. She hosted a group order for me, and we ended up with 6 albums. So I thought, she just recently revealed to me, and I felt so bad, but she assured me that everything's fine, but I felt so bad. She recently revealed to me that apparently her K-Addy, her Korean address, her proxy service, made a mistake, and instead of ordering 6 albums, you know, the amount that was claimed in the group order, instead of buying 6 albums, they bought 6 sets. So 12 in total. Yeah. So in the end, I actually had 12 albums, not 6 like I thought. So 12 albums. And for the second call, which I applied for myself and I had help a little bit, I had 6 albums. So both times, like I had actually 6 albums. Okay, this time for real. This time I had 6 albums. Um, so yeah, both times not a lot. But it was enough, I guess. I mean, that's like another thing. You are never guaranteed a win, in my opinion. Well, most of the times you're not guaranteed a win. Like if you buy 1,000 albums, then you're probably guaranteed a win. But you can lose with 100 albums. Like if you buy 100 albums, you can lose. You can still lose. It's not a guaranteed win at all. So it's like most of the time, it's a gamble. It's really a gamble. So yeah, you either win or you either lose. Like it's like I said, I think at some point you have a guaranteed win, but you would need to have a lot of albums. Like you would need to buy a lot of albums. Either that or your fan side. Like if you are a popular fan side of an idol, you're probably gonna get in. Yeah. Like that is my theory, by the way, that fan sides are like, you know, like the popular fan sides that somehow magically attend every single event. They magically win every single fan sign. Like it's like I have this theory that they are guaranteed a spot because they're fan sites. That's my theory. I mean, you shouldn't underestimate the buying power of Korean fans. You really shouldn't. But I think they have a guaranteed spot. That's my theory. So because I see this with shinee and onew in particular. Um, like I know some of his fan sites. I know them, and they always win. Like they always win. They win every offline. They win a lot of online. Like it's suspicious. Like yeah. So that's that. Some shops are definitely more international friendly than others. I personally felt like with Mew and Makestar are both international friendly. Um, you know, like when you go through the winners list, especially with Mew, I noticed that there were quite a lot of international winners. You know, I mean, sometimes you can tell, you know, like what is a Korean name, even though they're censored, the names. Sometimes you can tell if one is a Korean name or a international name, and there were quite a lot of international winners. So I would say they're international friendly, and both of them have English speaking staff. So yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, one more thing. Or like yeah, one more thing, and then a tip maybe. So it's possible that you have to buy more albums for more popular groups, probably because the more popular a group is, the more people will apply. So the only way you can increase your chances is by buying more albums. I think that makes sense. So yeah, like I think there's definitely a difference if you apply for, like, let's say for example for onew as a solo artist, and if you applied for, I don't know, Stray Kids. Like there's gonna be a difference. Even though I don't want to you know, I don't want to play down Onew's success or like Shinee's success, because Shinee is a big group, but Stray Kids is just undeniably more popular at the moment. So I hope you understand what I mean. And yeah, then a tip maybe, apply for later fan signs if you can. It's always a little difficult to tell because you do not know when the fan signs stop and if there's going to be like more in the future or not. It's sometimes hard to tell, but if you can, apply for apply for later fan signs, because those usually have less applicants, so your chances might be a little bit higher. So yeah, that's one thing I could share. And then lastly for the section, just the general application process with Makestar and with Mew. And yeah, what you need to apply. So generally speaking, what you need to apply is, well, obviously internet access. Duh. And yeah, a phone to have a video call with. Yeah, if you are an international fan, so if you do not live in Korea or you're not a Korean citizen, you need a passport. You need a valid passport. I've heard that some stores also accept ID, like your personal ID or like a driver's license, if you're a foreigner, but most stores will insist on a passport, on a valid passport, of course. So you will need that, and you will need the app KakaoTalk. It's, yeah, pretty much the most popular chatting app in Korea. So you will definitely need that. So just make an account. It's super easy, and yeah. I'm pretty sure like those are the basic things you need. You don't really need anything else. So yeah, application process with both was pretty much the same. You just fill out the information, like your name, your birth date, you type in the shipping address, your KakaoTalk ID, what else, your phone number, email address, you know, the basic things, and then you just place the order. Like you obviously choose how many albums you want to buy, and then you just order. But yeah, it's like applying is actually pretty easy, so there's not much to say, but yeah, pay attention to passport and KakaoTalk. And yeah, that's it for the application process, I would say. Like, that's how it was for me, like I said. So yeah, just general applying with both stores. They both Makestar and With Mew have a English website, so you don't need to translate anything. It's really easy. So yeah, that's that for the application process. The next thing is the winner announcement and just the next steps after that. So where do you find the winner announcement and how it looks like? So you will find the winner announcement somewhere on the store's website. Sometimes you have to search a little bit because it's quite hidden, but they will usually, like during the application process, they will usually say where you will find the winner announcement. So it's always on their website somewhere. Sometimes they will also notify you via email. They will just send you a separate email and telling you that you won, and yeah, the next steps and instructions and everything. That's how it was for me with Makestar. Like Makestar had like a list on their website, but they also sent out individual emails to the winners. And with Mew only had like yeah, like a table, like not a table, like a chart thing, you know, where they just listed all the winners. Obviously censored, like they censored the names. I probably yeah, I've probably included pictures how it looks like, but you can't really miss it. Like I said, sometimes you have to search a little bit to find it, but you will get there. You will find it. I believe in you. So yeah, so what happens when you won? Like I said, they will give you instructions. And I feel like every store has a little bit of a different system, how they like what comes next after the winners were announced. So I'm gonna explain it for Makestar and With Mew. So for Makestar, nothing really happened. Actually, nothing happened at all until the day of the call. Like, nothing happened. I was not communicating with them at all. Just silence until the day of the call. With Makestar, with Mew, it was a little different. So with Mew had the instructions that you had, I think it was 24 hours. Yeah, I think there was a 24-hour deadline that you had to add them on Kakao Talk, and that you had to send them a picture of your passport, front and back, and you had to send them a selfie of you holding the passport next to your face. I know, it's a lot. Yeah, so that's that. And you also have to send them a message with, oh God, I don't know what it was. Your name, your birth date, and then your Kakao Talk ID, just so they can check that everything is like correct and that it's actually you who is replying and everything. So yeah, there was a bit of confusion a little bit with my name, with my last name, because my last name has a German letter. I'm German. Hi. Has a German letter, and for some reason when my group order manager applied for me, the German letter kind of like disappeared. So instead of an Ö, it became an O. And then they with Mew messaged me and was like, hi, in Korean, by the way, in Korean. They messaged me, said, hi, we're a bit confused with your name. Like, is it Ö or is it O? Or like during the application it was O, but like on my passport it's Ö, so they were confused. And so I whipped out my translator and I typed in my message to them saying, oh, I'm sorry, it's Ö actually. I apologize for the mistake. And then I sent back the message in Korean and they were like, ah, yeah, okay, thank you for explaining, no problem, we'll change it. So yeah, that was a bit anxiety inducing, by the way, because everything suddenly was in Korean, obviously, but I was like, oh, help, please. So yeah, but that's what With Mew does. So you have to do those things and you have to do it within the deadline. You have to pay attention to the deadline. And then afterwards, nothing happens until the day of the call. So after that, it's pretty chill. So, but yeah, that's how they confirm identity. This is how they make sure that it is you who is replying and who will enter the call. So, Makestar did all of that kind of on the day of the call. Like, literally, they called me at the given time. They called me, They said, hi, please show your passport. I showed my passport into the camera. They checked it and they were like, okay, thank you. Please stand by. And then like 3 minutes later, Onew came on. Like, okay. But like I said, every store does it differently. So I think both ways are fine, I guess. I don't really know. So yeah, but that's everything that kind of happens after the winner announcement and before the call. So it's pretty chill. Like, there's not that much you have to do. So no worries, really. Okay, so the third section. I've already been filming for 30 minutes. I'm such a talker. Anyways, so the third section. Oh, my foot is falling asleep. Jesus. Okay. So before the call, the day off. So like the day of your call. One thing, always pay attention to the time. Make sure that you are always like ready, that you know when the video call is supposed to start, and just be ready for when it happens, okay? So always pay attention to the time. And yeah, what to prepare beforehand. So I personally think there are a few things that you should prepare. So first of all, find a good spot where you want to sit, you know, during a call, you know, one that's comfortable to you, one where nobody will bother you. So like I said, I was sitting in this spot right here. This is in my room. It was like I had my first call I had on a Sunday, so both my parents were home, and I had to explain to them to please stay quiet at a certain time because I'm talking with a man in Korea. Yeah, they were confused, to say the least. No, but I did explain to them that it's about K-pop, and yeah, they, I think, kind of understood, so they did stay quiet, and yeah. Get your device ready, so your phone, I don't know if you maybe have like a tripod or just something to, like, you know, put your phone on so you don't have to hold it the entire time. Like, that might be a little inconvenient. So yeah, and maybe like that's a personal tip, I'd say. Write a script, like write what you want to say and just like tape it in front of you or like in front of the camera, just like how I'm doing it right now. I have my script here, so I'm sometimes looking down, and that's what I did for my call as well. Like I had a script and I taped it in front of me. So so yeah, a script can definitely be very helpful, but I would personally say don't stick to your script too much and expect things to go differently. Like you can prepare a script all you want, but the idol doesn't know your script. So they will maybe not react the way you would expect them to react to a certain thing. So yeah, a script can be helpful, but be ready to improvise. So, or be like me and write a script and don't stick to it at all. Because that's what I did. Like, I had a script, I even rehearsed it, but like literally the second Onew came on, I forgot about the script. I was just like, bye. Like, I never wrote it. So yeah, like I still asked the questions I wanted to ask, but not the way I had prepared it. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, like I said, get your device ready or your devices if you want to record audio and video. Like if you want to record your video call. I think, if I'm not mistaken, technically it's forbidden, I think, to record your video call. I think it's actually forbidden. Like, I think the stores don't allow it. But I don't think anyone will say anything, so I don't know. I had no issues with that. So yeah, so if you want to record audio and video on Kakao Talk, you have to pay attention to a few things. So first, if you are an iPhone user like me, you will have to record audio on a separate device. Because if you screen record in Kakao Talk with an iPhone, it will not pick up audio, unfortunately. I think it does work with an Android phone, but not with an iPhone. So you will have to get a second device to record the audio. So what I did, I screen recorded with my phone, you know, where I had the actual call, and I placed my iPad right next to it. So I could record audio with that. Like, I just recorded a voice memo. And then later I just edited the video material and the audio material just together. It was a little tricky to get it in sync, but I managed. So yeah, definitely pay attention to that if you want audio. Like I said, for an Android phone, I think you don't have to do that because the phone will record audio, but I don't know, maybe just in case, prepare a second device to record audio with. And then another important thing, and that's very important, like that is the number one important thing if you want to screen record your video call. Do not start the screen recording before you pick up the call. Don't. You always have to start the screen recording after the call, like after you picked up the call. Because if you start the screen recording before accepting the call, the screen recording will end as soon as you accepted the call. So we don't want that. We do not want that. So you have to be a little quick. So basically when they call you, you just have to accept the call and then quickly start the screen recording, and then you can like talk and stuff. So you have to be a little quick, like maybe practice it a bit beforehand. Maybe you can practice with a friend or something who also has Kakao Talk. You just call them and you practice the screen recording and everything. So yeah, that's what I did, at least. Like, I had a mutual on Instagram who volunteered to have a quick call with me, and yeah, I managed the screen recording just fine, but I forgot to press record on the audio. But I did do it during my calls, so I didn't forget then. That was the only thing that mattered. So yeah, so that's that for audio and video recording. Maybe one more thing. I'm not sure if it was because of that. I really do not know. But for my second call, when onew came on and I said hi to him, I was on mute. And I don't know why. I didn't click mute or anything. I didn't click mute my microphone or whatever. I didn't. I was just suddenly mute. And I did not know why. I was so confused. I was panicking. So yeah, I think that, like, that's just a theory. I think that was because I stopped the screen recording after I had accepted the call and then started a new screen recording while I was on the call, or like while I was waiting for him to come on. I think that was the reason. It must have suddenly just turned my microphone mute. I don't know, maybe, but perhaps don't do that. Like, just start the screen recording right at the beginning of the call and just don't end it. Like, just leave it like that. So yeah, but that was weird. That was I was really panicking. Like, oh, that was awful. But anyways, yeah, another thing is turn off all notifications except Kakao Talk. So you don't have any distractions or you don't have any notifications popping up in the middle of the call. And put your phone on mute like shortly before the call. So again, you don't get interrupted by anything or anyone. So yeah, just so you can focus on the call and like just this one single app. Yeah, that's my tip. And yeah, always pay close attention to Kakao Talk because the stores will only interact with you on there and they will notify you about the test calls, which is my next topic, the test calls. Test calls, what are they? Test calls are to make sure that everything just works, you know, that your connection works, that your audio works, that your video works. Yeah, just to make sure that everything goes smoothly during the call, that there's, you know, just no issues. So Makestar, they didn't really do a test call, like kind of, but not really. So they just called me like a few minutes before my actual call was supposed to be. They called me, and in those few minutes they did like identification, you know, with the passport that I mentioned earlier, where I had to hold it into the camera, and they confirmed it. And they just quickly asked me if like I can see everything, like if my video works and if I can hear them and everything. So they talked to me in English right away. So there was literally no Korean at all. They just I think they were aware that I'm a foreigner. So yeah, simple as that. With Mew, it was a little different. They had the test call, like I had my test call with Mew, I think 1.5 hours before the actual call. So my call was supposed to start at like around 10:30 a.m. and they called me at 9 a.m. for the test call, and they notified me beforehand when the test call would be. So they sent me a message, the test calls will be at that time, and they will use Korean time, obviously, so you have to convert it into your time zone. So for me, that was 9 a.m. and they sent me the message to inform me about the test calls at 3 a.m. Obviously I was still asleep, but I was only like half asleep, I would say, because I heard the notification sound. And let me tell you, that was the creepiest experience of my life, because apparently With Mew has such a, like, for me it was creepy. It was probably because it was 3 a.m. It was dark, it was in the middle of the night. So for me it was probably creepy, but it's this like really strange sound. I can't even like replicate it. It was kind of like with Mew, and like in this really high pitched, strange, creepy voice. It would like my phone, like I was asleep, half asleep. I was just like, and then suddenly it goes with Mew, and I was like, I almost had a heart attack. I was like, what is this? Like I literally jumped up and I was like, I looked around. I was like, oh, that was my phone. And I checked, oh, with Mew. Okay. And they sent me a message that the test call would start at 9 a.m. So I was ready. I was prepared. So yeah, and so I was sitting at my spot and they called me at 9 a.m. sharp. And I was sitting there and I accepted the call and they will like you will not see anyone's face. They will just either you will either see a table or like a piece of paper or just any of the sort. But yeah, so like I accepted the call and I hear a voice and it suddenly goes, 안녕하세요. And I was like, and then they started rambling in Korean and I was like, 안녕하세요. Hello. Hi. I was and she was like, oh, she was probably thinking, oh great, another foreigner. She was like, oh, hello. And then she switched to English like right away. But that was a bit of an awkward moment. I mean, obviously, I don't know what I was expecting. Obviously, they would start in Korean. But yeah, so, and then the staff member just asked me if I can see everything, and they like waved their hand in front of the camera, and I said, yes, I can see everything. And then they asked me if I can hear everything. I said yes. And then they just said they will call me later when it's time for the call. And I said, yeah, okay, thank you, bye. And that was it. Like that took like 30 seconds, maybe even less. So really nothing to worry about. And yeah, so with Make Start and with Mew, you can be sure that the staff speaks English, so nothing to worry about. And yeah, that's basically how the test calls go. Very unspectacular as well. So yeah. So we can move on to the last section and the actual call and my experience. So one thing I didn't mention yet, and I felt like it would fit in this section the most, it's the time limit. So video calls are very short. They really are. It really varies. I've heard about calls that are 5 minutes long. Okay. But the usual time is like 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes, like that time frame. And let me tell you, 1.5 minutes is nothing. 1.5 minutes it will feel like 5 seconds. You will have barely any time to say anything, to do anything. So you really have to be prepared somehow. Like prepare what you want to say, prepare what questions you want to ask, or if you want to play any like fun little games with the idol, prepare, but also be prepared that you will not be able to fit everything into the 1.5 minutes, because most likely you won't. Like even if you think that you don't have a lot to say, it will still fill up the time 100%, because it will really feel like 5 seconds to you. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, I mean, personally, like it's kind of I'm kind of torn, because on one hand I think 1.5 minutes can be enough, especially if you're a little shy or a little introverted like me, or you're not a good talker. because I personally, I'm not sure if I could speak for 5 minutes with a person, let alone a person that I admire so much. I don't know if I could fill 5 minutes with conversation. I really don't know. But on the other hand, you know, you spend so much money. I know nobody's forcing you to, obviously, but you're spending so much money and then you're getting like 1.5 minutes. I mean, it's understandable. Don't get me wrong. It's understandable because, I mean, these idols have other things to do. Better things probably too. You know, and depending on how many winners there are, it can be quite, you know, quite a while until they get through all the winners, all the fan calls and everything. So I understand it. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely very, very short. So just keep that in mind and don't be upset when the time is up, and stick to the time. Like, don't try to prolong the call or something, because the store will hang up on you. Like, you do not have a chance to prolong the call very much, maybe a little bit, depending if you're in the middle of a conversation with an idol or something, but there's no chance to really extend the call by much. So yeah, just be prepared for that. There will be an alarm going off in the background, and then you will know your time is up. So yeah. Yeah, another thing that will most likely happen is that you will be put on hold first. Like, the store will call you, and the idol won't be like on right away. Like, you won't, it's not like you're accepting the call and the idol's gonna be right there. Sometimes it happens, but most of the time I feel like it doesn't. Like, it didn't happen for me both times. So you will be put on hold, and that is probably gonna be the most anxiety inducing part, because you will just sit there in silence and you don't know when the idol will come on. It's gonna be a surprise. You could sit there for 1 minute, you could sit there for 2 minutes, for 3 minutes, for 4 minutes, whatever. At least for me, the stores had the decency to turn off the microphone. Sometimes the stores don't even do that. They will just leave the microphone on and you can hear the idol talk in the background to someone else, and that will just make it even worse, in my opinion. So yeah, but just be prepared to be put on hold. And after that, the call happens. Like the title said, of course, I will share my experience with the actual call, because everything else was just like information about everything else. So yeah, I will share my experiences with the onew call and the make star call with onew. So my onew call went amazing. My megastar call was okay. It was okay. Let me put it that way. I forgot one thing. When you prepare a script or something like that, please, and you don't speak Korean, so like you're gonna be forced to speak English with the idol, kind of adjust your script to the idol's level of English, okay? So, because some idols speak English better than others, so kind of adjusted to that. So, for example, with onew speaks a bit of English, but like, it's not, his English isn't that great. So I try to use easy words, easy sentences, so he can understand. So yeah, if your idol is kind of like the same, then yeah, try to use easy words and easy sentences, and don't make it too confusing for them, because a lot of times there won't be a translator, even though there should be. But you know, like, even though you might need a translator, but most of the time there really isn't. So for me, there wasn't, at least. So yeah, just keep it easy. But of course, if your idol is I don't know, if your idol is Bangchan from Stray Kids or Felix from Stray Kids, who are both fluent in English because they're Australian, then of course you can just blab away. Or like if the idol is really good at English, you know, for example, if I had a call with Key, I could also start blabbing because he's really good in English, so we could just chat freely. But for others, you might have to prepare a little bit more, and also be prepared that they might not understand everything, even if you keep it simple. For some idols, I think it could be a bit of a quote unquote stressful situation, especially for idols who are introverts or not really good at talking, like onew. Bless him, love him. That it might be a bit of a stressful situation, and their level of English might decrease even more. So yeah, just be prepared that they might not understand everything you say. I don't know how to react to that properly. Like, I don't know, like if you feel like they don't really understand what you're saying, I don't know, I guess just try to move on or something, like say something else. But yeah, I don't know, just be prepared for that, and yeah, just move on, I guess. So yeah, so my make start call. So no, my with Mew call first. So like I said, I had the test call and then the actual call. They called me, and like I also said, I was put on hold for like 3.5 minutes, and yeah, then he suddenly popped up on my screen. There he was, onew from shinee. He was on my phone, talking to me, seeing my face. I was wearing my shinee headband. You can't really see it. Let me lift the camera a little bit. Like, I was wearing this headband, this shinee headband for my call. And yeah, and I was wearing also my shinee t-shirt, and like I said, I was clinging to my Jingle Wang. So yeah, so there he was suddenly, and he said hi. Like, he immediately started talking in English. I was pleasantly surprised. He started talking in English right away. He said hi, and he waved at me. He waved at me so cutely. He was like, and I said hi, and I waved back with both hands. And then I wanted to I wanted to ask him how he's doing, like just a general starter question. How are you? And as I was about to say that, he dropped the bomb. He dropped the bomb. He called me, onew from shinee, Jingy. He called me cute. He said I looked cute. He said, "You look so cute." I almost passed out. I was this close to passing out. I was so taken aback. I literally went red, and like I'm not sure if I'm gonna show it, but like I literally went like this. Like I really like, I was like, oh, like I was so shocked. I think he probably said I look cute because of the headband, I'm assuming, because he saw it was shiny, and he approved of that. He was like, "Oh, shiny." So yeah, but he called me cute. I was like, oh my god, bro, you can't do this to me. So yeah, I wanted to say it back. Like I wanted to say that he looks cute too. But I just instead of I said how handsome he looks. So I said, you look so handsome today. And he said thank you. I was smiling. Yeah, I don't know. And yeah, and then I just went on. I don't remember exactly everything what I said. But I congratulated him on Flow, the release of Flow, and that I really loved the album, and yeah, that I'm really proud of him and that I love him. It's not like that with every idol, but with onew, definitely, he will keep eye contact, okay? Like, he will, like, if he's not writing in the album, he will keep eye contact. Like, he will look at you constantly. Like, he will not look away to the side, up, down. He will look at you. Like, he will give you his full attention. 100%. Like, he will look at you like you are the most important person in the world, and he will look at you with sparkly eyes, and it's just it's like for me personally, I mean, he's my old bias, but like for me it was mesmerizing. So yeah. But anyways, so I said that, and then I asked him what his favorite song on the new album is, and he said his favorite is Focus, and I said that my favorite is Focus too, and he was like, oh. I was like, ee. And then I asked him if he could sing it for me. Yep, I did that. So yeah, I asked him if he could sing it, and he was like, oh, wait, like he didn't say it, but it was kind of like, oh, wait a second. Apparently he didn't know the lyrics. He forgot the lyrics, even though he wrote the song, well, co-wrote, but he forgot the lyrics, and the album just came out. It was so funny. So he had to, like, thankfully he had an album in front of him, so he looked up the lyrics, and then he sang it for me, and it was so beautiful, so pretty. So yeah, I just said, wow, beautiful. And I don't know if I said anything else after that or before that. I think I also told him that he's my favorite singer, he's my favorite voice. And yeah, then I also asked him if we could do the beat drum challenge together. And the beat drum challenge is just like a very small little thingy. It's the this challenge right here, and then at the end it goes like this. I asked him if we could do that, and he, like, as I was about to, like, as I asked it, the timer went up, like the timer went off, and my time was technically up. So I just like prepared to say goodbye just in case. But he just finished writing on my album, and then he did the challenge with me, and we did that. Like, he was singing, and I was just like, I didn't want to sing in front of him. I was embarrassed, so I just did the movements, and as I went like the, or as we went like this, we just kind of turned it into a wave, a goodbye wave, and yeah, that was it. That was the call. So yeah, as I said earlier, you can't fit much into these 1.5 minutes. Like, it's very, very dense. So yeah, that was my first call. After that, I was like, I was dead afterwards. I was really dead. Like, that was, like, it was one of the happiest moments of my life, but it was also like so exhausting for some reason, because I think for these entire 1.5 minutes I was so tense, you know, because I was very nervous. So and after, everything just kind of dropped, and I felt like I just got hit by a truck, like, really. But it was super exciting. And then I had my Makestar call 10 days later. So my With Mew call was on September 15th, and my make start call was on September 25th. It took place a little later than the make start, the with me call. This one was at 12 p.m. I think. So yeah. So again, I was put on hold a little bit, and then onew came on, and like I mentioned earlier, I was on mute for some reason, and so I said hey, and he was like, oh, because he didn't hear me, and then he said something in Korean, and I didn't understand it. I didn't know what he was saying, but I noticed very quickly that I was apparently on mute, but I didn't know why, because to me it didn't look like the microphone was on mute. I was just on mute for some reason. I don't know why. So he said something in Korean, and then I tried again to say something. I just said hello, hi, and he still couldn't hear me. And so he continued talking in Korean, and I was like, Jingy, stop. And I was panicking. I was really panicking. So then I just pressed the microphone button once and then another time, and then I said hello, hi, and then he could hear me. But this went on for like, I don't know, 20 seconds maybe. I don't know, maybe even longer. I don't know. So yeah, and then he could hear me, and then I said hi, and he said hi back. Then I did something that I totally regret. I shouldn't have done that. I put on the same headband again, and I think the same shirt. I'm not sure. And I put on the same headband, and I told him how I talked to him 10 days ago and that I was wearing the same headband. And I don't think he understood it. I don't think he understood what I was trying to say. And clearly he didn't remember me. Like, you know, it was really a 50-50 chance, I guess, if he would remember me. Like, I thought he would maybe, because it was only 10 days. But he had other fan signs in between, I think. And also sometimes he has the memory of a goldfish, so I probably shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have asked him. So that was a bit of an awkward moment, really. I moved on, and I talked about his new character, because that was a day after his new character Jingyang was released, the new like little bunny character. And I talked to him a little bit about it, that I really like the new character, and that he's super cute, and that I think he looks like him. So yeah, he laughed about that. So I think he understood that part. But then I went on to say that like Jinggu Wang is now a big brother or something like that. And I think that part he didn't understand. Like that, like there was a bit of silence there. Like he tried to laugh about it, but I think he didn't understand it. So I just moved on quickly. I was like, haha, yay, and then moved on. So that was also shortly before his concert, Ola. So my question for him was what his favorite song to perform is. And I don't know. I think he misunderstood that question too. I think that day his English was very, very absent. It happens. But I think he misunderstood the question. So I think I think he thought I was asking what his favorite song on the album is, on the new album, which I had already asked him in the previous call. I think he thought that because he asked me if I meant on the album, on this album, and I panicked and said yes. And then he said focus again, and I mean, that doesn't make sense. I mean, how can Focus be his favorite song to perform if at that point he hadn't performed it yet? obviously doesn't make sense. So I think he misunderstood that quite a lot. But that's okay. Like I just said yes when he asked me because I didn't want to complicate it even further. I didn't want to say no, I'm actually meant in general. So yeah, no, I just left it at that. And then I asked him if he is going to perform Focus at the Ola concert. And he said maybe with a mischievous smile. No, he didn't say maybe, he said not sure. He's not sure with a mischievous smile, and of course he performed it. Sure, of course he did. Like, I should have expected that. Um, but yeah, I think after that, actually the timer went off already, and again, I did the most awkward thing in the world. Like, when the timer went off, I was like, oh. And then I made a sad face. I hid behind my jingle one. And then I was like, oh. And then I made a sad face. I made it like this, like, And then he made a sad face. And then I was like, and then I said, oh, again. And then he made an oh face. And then I said, I'm sorry. I don't know why I apologize. I think I apologize for being awkward. So I said, I'm sorry. And he said, no, it's okay. And then again, stupid me, instead of just saying bye, just saying bye, thank you, love you, or whatever, I asked him if we could do a heart cheek pose together, even though the timer already went off. I don't know why I did that. I don't know. So like I did a heart cheek pose. Like I asked the question, did a heart cheek pose, if we could do that. And then that moment, Makestar ended the call. Like they just hung up on me. They didn't even give me the chance to say goodbye or anything like that. Like Jinky was still looking at the screen and he was kind of like pointing at me a little bit. And then that moment, the call was like, Makestar stopped the call. It was not all bad, really, because he was a cutie patootie. He was still like attentive. He was still listening to me and trying his best. But it was still a bit awkward, really. And I made a lot of mistakes doing that call. I don't know why. I don't know. So yeah, but those were my two experiences with video calls. So yeah, but I have to mention one thing. I'm gonna include a photo somewhere here. So like I said, at the end of the of my Makestar call, I stupidly asked him if we could do a heart cheek pose together. So and then the call ended, and I didn't think he like recognized it. He didn't notice what I was saying, what I was asking him, or whatever. But then a while after, I received my signed album. I'm gonna include a picture as well. I said that already. Yeah, he, like, something that I love about Jingy is that he doesn't just sign the album or like writes your name. He always either writes a message or he draws something or something like that. And for me, he drew something, and it was this. I know, masterpiece. So at first I didn't quite recognize what it was supposed to be. I thought it was supposed to be like a thumbs up or something like that, like a stick figure with thumbs up. But then I looked closer and I realized that he drew him, like this is supposed to be him, and he drew himself doing a heart cheek. When I tell you, I love this man so much. Like I said, I didn't think he like noticed what I was saying, but he did. Apparently he did, because he drew himself doing a heart cheek. this man, I can't with him. So yeah, that was a pleasant surprise. That was a cute surprise. And yeah, I don't have my onew fan call out, like my signed album yet. I don't have it on hand yet. My quarter manager has it, but they will probably send it soon. And I think by the time I upload this video, I probably have it on hand and I can just include a picture. So yeah, that's it. And I have been talking for 1 hour and 18 minutes. Isn't that fantastic? Anyways, I'm gonna stop, okay? I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna make this outro very quick. So, like I said in the beginning, if you have any questions still, whether that is about any of the like information I shared in the beginning, or if it's just about my calls in general, feel free to ask in the comments and I will of course answer it. Like I said, no gatekeeping for me. I will share it all. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. This was informative. I mean, this was obviously a lot of talking and not a lot of showing. So I don't know, maybe enjoy this as a podcast or something, or like a background noise. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, anything I want to say? Yeah, stream shinee. Listen to shinee, listen to onew, listen to Jonghyun, listen to Key, listen to Minho, listen to Taemin. Stream their music. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.